Master. I present you the gavel of Brotherhood Lodge number 375 with the admonition to use it wisely, justly, and if necessary, forcefully, always tempered with mercy and love.
I guess this is the part I've been dreading. I'm not a big public speaker, but I'll give it a shot. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this evening. 2 months ago, I hadn't planned on being here tonight. We all know that Brother Donnie was supposed to be master this year, but due to health reasons, he wasn't able to do it. So, I thank the brothers for voting me into this position. I aim to please them with all I can do and everything that I have. It doesn't seem possible that 19 years ago, on January the 10th, I was an entered apprentice. And after that night, I was like, what did I just get into? And they said, all right, be back out here next week. We'll get you an instructor and you're going to start your catechism. I'm like, what? They're like, just show up. So I was driving home that night and I'm like, man, that was the craziest thing I ever saw. So I come back out the next week and I walk in and they greeted me in the dining room like they had known me for 20 years. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So, lo and behold, I'm in the chairs. And I start my way up. And in 2000, I become master of the lodge. And my picture's on the wall. Honestly, that is me. I just look a little different. I had dark hair, and I could see stuff written down back then. Now I need glasses, and I have gray hair. And I have 3 kids. I don't know if it's the kids that gave me the gray hair or being master, but lo and behold, that's what happened. I had to really think about it before I became master of this lodge again. Because those of you that know me know that my first meeting as master in 2000, I made the announcement that my wife was pregnant with our first child. And Angela, you'll appreciate this. The gentleman I worked for at the time was Richard Bradbury. So the year goes on, Amanda's born. A few years later, I make it to the East again. My first meeting, I make the announcement, we're having another child. And you'll never guess who I was working for again. That's right, Richard. So, lo and behold, time goes on, I become master again. And it wasn't at the first meeting I announced it, it was the second meeting that I announced we're pregnant and having a child. And this is several years in between. Now, it's actually 4 years in between each one of them. I had it figured out. But, so I've been in many, many public stores in my tenure in that time. And by the time I made it back again, like I said, I announced that my first meeting, or second meeting, I announced that we're having a child. And you'll never guess who I worked for again. Richard. So, when I went back in the store I'm at now, this will be my 4th tour there, in different capacities. I looked at Richard, and he looked at me, and he said, you're not having any more kids. The first time I called him at 3 o'clock in the morning, Richard, I can't open, I'm on the way to the hospital. So, that's my history in brief, but I'm just glad to see all of my friends and brothers and family here this evening. And I'd like to thank Right Worship for your installation.
Pleasure of all mine.
You've done this for me a few times, and I thank you. Right Worshipful Pete, I'd like to thank you for your assistance in our installation this evening.
My pleasure, Lord.
And we look for your master of your lives, and we look forward to any assistance we can give you this year. Feel free to ask. Right Worshipful Lucky Lee, as always, thank you for your chaplainism. For those of you that don't know, Right Worshipful Lucky Lee is a chaplain of the Memorial Lodge. And what a Master of Memorial Lodge. And for those of you that don't know, Memorial Lodge is a lodge put together by brothers from all over the district. And anytime there's a Mason that passes away, they're entitled to a Masonic funeral. And over time, with brothers working and all that, a lot of times you'd only have a couple brothers show up for a funeral, and it kind of just looked bad. So these brothers got together and they put this wonderful lodge together, and now any time that a Mason passes away, there's always representation. And we thank them for their time.
So to be.
So ladies escort, Worshipful Ken, sorry you didn't make the program, but if I ever get up here again, I'll make sure you're in the program.
Just don't have any more children.
No. That was the kind of the deciding factor, because my wife and the dog each had the operation, so we're not going to have any more fun.
Wow.
I'll let you decide which doctor did both procedures.
Somebody's buying, Just when I thought he was safe.
Oh, I see a new dress in your future.
Here's your sign.
I've said my little bit for this evening. I'd like to introduce, like I said, everyone here is my friends, my family, and my loved ones. That's what Masonry is. I'd like to introduce one of the ladies I work with, and her daughter, Angela, and her daughter, Maya. Thank you for coming down this evening. Before it costs me any more money, I'd like to introduce my wife, Mary, my son, Alex, and one hiding in the corner back there, Nicholas, and the leader of the pack, my oldest daughter, Amanda. These are the reasons I do what I do, and I thank them for everything. So with that being said, I will pass the torch off. All right,